Afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Afternoon Drive Home on IC Radio. Rob, you know what IC stands for? Ice
In
cream?
Christ. No, in Christ. I know what it
Christ
stands for.
Radio. It can also stand for ice cream. I could go for some of that right now. It also stands for I can see you on television because we're found locally in North Alabama, channel 182 on Charter Communications, and worldwide we're found on Abundant TV. I'm so happy about that. And that's found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thank you regardless. However you listen to us, we sure do appreciate it. You can also find us on the web at icradio.media. Find us that way. Download the apps and you'll be able to listen to all of our music all day long. Afternoon drive home. Rob, you just never know when he's going to pop in. It could just be like at any time, man. Right, Rob? Rob Patz
It's
is the owner.
exciting. It's exciting to have you guys as part of what we're doing. Love what you and Phil have done with the show. And it's been a while. You know what? I looked this up. It's been almost a month and a half since you and I got to be together.
I know, and I forgot what you looked like there for a minute. And
Well, I'm doing this. I don't know if you noticed. If you've noticed some of my pictures lately, I've been kind of doing the scruffy thing. I'm not sure how long it's going to stay doing this. It's easy because and Phil can tell you this, like getting ready in the morning, shaving and stuff, it takes a while. I mean, if you do it right, and I used to do it right, and it was like time consuming. And my wife kind of liked the whole this look, and so I went, I don't have to shave. Good for me.
good for you. I don't know what Phil looks like without a beard. He has had a beard since we've been married. And I don't know what he looks
Really, my mom and dad, my dad had a goatee when they got married.
like.
And my mom had never seen him prior to that and then in 1975, 74, 75, he shaved it. My mom said, you got to grow that back. That's just not good. And he had like a little baby face. And she said, people aren't going to take you seriously. You need that goatee back on your face because you look like you're 12.
Oh,
And so,
oh,
so
I
he
like
put it
it.
back.
I absolutely like it. Yeah, I remember my dad shaving, and he would. Did you ever see your dad like when he would shave, like he would cut himself and maybe have pieces of toilet paper on his?
Oh yeah,
Did your
I've
dad?
done it. They now have stuff for that. And it's really handy. They've got like an ointment that you can put on, and it's really good. And I shave. I It's one thing that to me is super important. So when I shave, I use a really good. I'm going to give a plug if you know, just because they're not a sponsor, we
Yeah,
want to
good.
say that really quick. But Mary Kay stuff, I've gotten into it. My wife, her cousin sells Mary Kay, and so we get Mary Kay stuff quite often.
Uh-huh.
And their shaving cream, I've been shaving since I was like 15 years old,
Mhm.
and their shaving cream, I have like a real tough beard, and it's amazing. So if you need it, contact me. I'll make sure to get you hooked up with the right people. But yeah,
I was kind of looking. I looked a little bit blurry there. Am I still
you're
blurry?
you're you're clearer now. You were a
Oh,
little blurry earlier. I just thought it was my eyes.
no. Okay, everybody, it was your eyes. It wasn't me. Okay.
It wasn't you. No. So tell me what's been going on.
Well, been working, and my mom fell. Now, my mother always has to outdo everybody else. So she couldn't fall just once. She fell twice. And so the doctor said, you know something? He said, for your age, my goodness. He said, you're better, you're actually in better shape than most people half your age. She didn't break anything, broke her feelings, but that's it. But she wouldn't go anywhere because she wound up with two shiners. And when she
Oh
sees me, she's
no.
going to get ticked off at me for telling it. But she had two shiners. And I said, well, it just looks like you overdid your eyeshadow.
There you go. There you go. Get uh, that's they said that when Mama was sick last year. Of course, we went through that whole situation with her being sick. The doctors were amazed at the level of her, just how good for her age. And I'm not saying her age because I'm not going to die.
I'm not either. I won't be in trouble.
Yeah. And so they said they were shocked at that. I wonder, and this is just totally a speculation, but they ate cleaner back then. They did. I mean, it's tough. I have, and I'm not embarrassed to say it. I've gained weight. I mean, I've been so happy and so much enjoying life. My wife introduced me to the fact that I didn't know I liked ice cream, and now I'm like addicted. Like I want ice cream like all the time. I didn't like ice cream. I never really did. I just didn't. And now I'm like checking when we have a place in town called Dad's Dairy Barn, which is such a cute name. And I'm checking to make sure they're not closed, like what time they close, because I'm like wanting to get over there.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the way I look at it, though. Like hamburgers are good for you, right?
Yeah.
Because no, here's the argument. Okay, you got a salad in it if you put lettuce on it. So there's tomato. So
Yeah.
why not? Why couldn't it be good for you?
It's good for you.
And ice
That's
cream
it.
good for you. You got the calcium.
And what what hamburger is a cow, and a cow eats salad, eats grass. So it's like salad.
It's another argument.
It's
Why
it's like the
aren't
cycle of
cows?
life.
Why aren't cows skinny? I mean, they eat salad. That's all they eat is salad.
See that I had never thought of that, but that is awesome. That is an awesome thought. I had not thought about that.
I happen to like salad, so I'm okay with it. But I really agree with you with what they ate. And mother still, she'll drink like a gallon of milk in 2 days. So, I mean, that's probably, and I'm just not a milk drinker. I like it in my cereal, if that's it.
That's about the only time that you'll see me with milk. Now, did you grow up where you drank the milk after you ate the cereal?
No, I had the
See,
milk
my
in it.
family, huh?
I had the milk in it.
Yeah, but did you drink once you're done eating the cereal, then you still had milk in the
Oh,
bowl? Then
yeah,
did you?
I liked it.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
real sweet.
yeah. Well, that's because I was eating sugar frosted flakes, but
Yeah.
that's still my favorite. Actually, I'm actually in a different location today, and I'm looking, and I don't think I have any sugar frosted flakes left. I swear to you, I'm the oldest person that the only thing I'm thankful for is they think I'm picking it up for my kids because I'm like buying big family size boxes of sugar frosted flakes so that's the only thing that I don't it goes bad usually before I get a chance to finish eating it. So,
Yeah, but you know what? You
but
can
yeah,
really take it on. Have you ever done like just this elaborate kind of talk to just to kind of work it out so people are wondering, is that for you or for kids? And then you say, act like you're texting your wife. And you actually say it, or act like you're answering the phone and say, now, do you want me to get the big size for the kids or the smaller size for the kids? Just kind of
yeah,
emphasize.
just do like this. Siri, text my wife, and then yeah, I like that. I
Yeah,
like that.
go
I'm
all
gonna
out.
use.
That way nobody. Have you ever had to pick up something embarrassing at the store and they don't have it in stock? And then they
More
have
than
to like
once.
on the on the speaker. I'm talking even the speaker, and then you're going,
And then of course then
"Not me, it's
everybody
gotta
stops,
hurry."
especially if it's a smaller store. Everybody stops and looks at you. I had that happen to me. I was traveling and I needed a product. I was at a
You gonna tell what it is?
CVS. Huh?
You're not gonna tell us what it is?
No. I needed this product though, and they didn't have it on the shelf. And so the lady at CVS in the front of the store, I'm in Georgia,
Of course.
in the front of the store announces, and everybody in the store looks, and I'm like, yes, it's me.
I got to ask you about because the Abundance TV has really taken off.
It
And
has.
when you got people like a group and what have you on Facebook, and it's just like every time I look around, because my phone sends little alerts and it'll say, like so and so joined Abundant TV. I mean, it's just like all day long this is happening. What do you think the success is?
Well, it's God doing it. And we're so blessed. We celebrated just recently 90 days of being on the air. And that's crazy. I mean, when you think about it, it seems like forever. And I'll take it back to this point just really quick. I did an interview for a magazine, for a Christian magazine, this last month, and they asked, about the quick success of the thing of Abundant TV and how things came together. And it really is amazing to me, but it really wasn't this last 60 days. And I really think that God wants us to take time and be deliberate. I've read so many places in scripture where it talks about being deliberate, about being how the apostles were deliberate in their actions. And so my wife and I really started working on this even before we were married. So it was last April and May, we started really putting the time into it. And then fast forward to like December, we started to really, I mean, I worked probably 3 to 4 hours a day on Abundant TV. and I want to announce it here. It's going to be the first place before the press release goes out. And I'm excited about this because of Donna and her show. Is we are going to be on satellite starting in, it'll be 2 weeks from Monday, on in the great country of Australia. So
Wow.
instead of just on Roku and those kinds of things, those are great, and we love that app. I mean, it's where everybody's really watching now. But we're super excited because we'll be part of the faith package for satellite in Australia. So one of 18 stations, which is still a lot of stations they have to choose from, but we're super excited. We're partnering with a great the great satellite provider there, which I can't remember their name, which is terrible right off the top of my head. But we're super excited about that. We're the people that buy the faith package as part of the satellite is right around 2 million people. So that is super exciting. And so God has been just blessing us in those ways. And I would love to say I had something to do with it, but really I pray every day, and God has brought just neat people after neat people like you, like the folks that do a show called The Hope Report. If you haven't seen that, it's Mike Lindell sponsors it. It is a really neat show on the network. You should check that out, and plus some great ministries throughout the day. But really, we're excited because we love what you do, and this isn't what you asked me, but it's really true, Donna. I want to thank you because you bring neat people every day. I watch every day, and I just like I'm a fan. In fact, over my shoulder, you're on the air right now.
Ah, but you know what? Here's the key. Here's the key. I'm not the star of the show. I just bring it in. I've got the world's easiest job. And I tell people I feel almost guilty, but we have all these great, really great sponsors. And every time, they pay me, I'm like, I really don't do that much. I mean, we just have awesome guests. We do. And now when I first started the show back in 2013, I had to beg people to be on the show. And they were like, no, I don't want to be on television. I don't want to be on, don't put me on Facebook Live. I don't want to do any of that. And now it's like they want to be on the show. It's like now I've got a waiting list of people who want to be on the show. But I think it's because they're the star. I think when a talk show host gets too big for the britches, it's a failure. You know,
And that's the key thing. It is whenever you interview somebody, it's not about you, it's about them. And that's for some people that's hard. And you do it so well. And you put people at ease, and I've enjoyed watching. I've missed being on, but I've enjoyed watching. And it's good to be back, and we'll hopefully get back into a regular schedule. Of course, we've got some events coming up, Creekside, which you're going to be a part of. We're excited about that. That's coming up, in just a few weeks. Well,
before you know it.
2 months.
Mhm.
It's crazy. So, but no, it's really neat. So I'm going to ask you on the air because I'm going to put you on the spot. Are we still doing the political stuff on election day?
I can't wait.
It's going to be exciting.
I'm so
I'm so anticipating some interesting things to happen. I'm of course a big political junkie. And I've been watching over the last few weeks, especially since last time we talked. And you're starting to see people are becoming more proactive. And listen, if you're out there complaining, you're watching right now and you're out there complaining, but you didn't vote, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear from you because that didn't happen. I don't need.
I'll have to tell you something. We had a runoff election. I don't think I've talked to you since then. We had a runoff election in June, and it was embarrassing. It was humiliating. I was mad about this. This is the only time you saw me get like ticked off on the show. And only 12% of Alabamians voted. 12% of Alabamians voted in that runoff election. That's not right, y'all. It's not. You got to vote.
And here's the thing, as Christians, they said less in 2020, less than 23% of all Christians voted. Come on, people. If you're going to be mad about something or you're going to be happy about something, you better have played. I mean, I don't want you, if you're going to complain, I want you out there on the field. I don't want you complaining from the seats.
And there's no
and that's the truth.
you can find good, and this is another thing about you and me, Rob. We put everybody on the show, whether I agree with them or not, whether you agree with them or not. Everybody, you got to listen to everybody's platform so you can make an intelligent vote. And I'll still have to tell you, I'm not really a card toting Republican. For most part, I do vote Republican. I could switch to independent real easy because I don't like rhinos. I'm not into the rhino thing.
No, I agree.
Yeah, so anyway, but everybody gets a platform. It doesn't matter, and they're just things. Some of you get kind of like really wild on the show, and I have to tell you, there are certain words you can't say. I do have to say that to some of the guys and some of the women, and it's okay to be, all into what you believe in. I mean, that's really good, but sometimes I have to kind of tone people down just a bit. But you get the gist of it. You can know what their core beliefs are, and that's really important to know the core beliefs.
Well, and I think that it's the one thing that I've learned over the years is it's great to be informed on all sides. The Bible talks about that. When the first person says his case, you think he's right until you hear the second person. And I'm that's the one thing I always tell people is be careful in any part of life, not just political, but to judge people on what you think without knowing. And some of my I would say I'm probably more of an independent. I'm definitely a centralist, but some of my best friends are Democrats, and they are my best. Uh, I would they would tell you in some cases I'm their only Republican friend because in the state of Alabama, in the state of Alabama, I don't know how it works, but in Ohio, you have to announce which party you're with.
Mhm.
And so I'm a registered Republican. I was when I lived in Washington State, I was a registered independent because you could do that. You can't do that here.
Mhm.
So it's interesting.
I'm a registered Republican, but like I said, I could lean towards being an independent real easy. It would depend on who's running, but you have to ask questions. You have to know all about that candidate, and this is another thing. My granddad he was a music director at church, and other churches would revivals. They'd hire him out because he could make 10 people in a choir something like a 100 people. He was just really good at it. He was good on competing with each other. He was just really good at it. But he had several other religious from other religion books at his house. And it used to irritate my grandmother to death. She would say, I want you to throw those books away. These kids can get those and get confused. And my granddad would say, I keep them where they can't get into them. He said, but you need to know what your competition's all about. Because somebody could walk up to you and say, Muslim or whatever. You need to know what your argument is. Just like a football team. They've got to know what the other team is about. Don't you know they watch their plays from the
Game film. Speaking of that, you had your sports guy on. What's he saying about Alabama? Roll Tide, by the way. I know.
War Eagle. Well, they're going to be a good team again this year. And this is something else. Every time at the first part of football season, every single year, AP has been with me for I don't know how many years, 6 years, something like that. Every first segment of the year of football, somebody says, is this the year that Saban's leaving? I mean, that rumor gets out every single year. And he said, let me put that rumor to rest. No, he's not going.
I saw a video with him. He's in better shape than I am. So he's not going anywhere.
No, he's hanging. He's going to be there. But I tell you, I did get tripped up, though, a couple of years ago. His wife was in Texas, said she was looking for a vacation home somewhere in Texas. I don't believe that.
So you got your hopes up as an Auburn Eagle.
No, actually, no. I'm actually not that kind of an Auburn fan. I have family members who are Alabama fans and whoever's playing Auburn. That's how they are. But now I'm not like that at all. I think that's a dumb rule. I really do. So I am an Auburn fan first. But if I see we don't have a chance for national championship, I do going ahead and I'm married to like one of the biggest Alabama fans ever.
That you hear about that. You hear about that. My general manager at my radio station there in Alabama, he is Crimson Tide all the way. His wife is an Alabama. She's War Eagle. I mean Auburn. She's Auburn. She's War Eagle. And she makes him drive a car with an Alabama license plate thing on it. I told him I'm praying for him.
Well, we do these little bets with each other every year. And right before the big game, the big Alabama Auburn
The
game.
Iron Bowl.
We'll shake hands with each other because we know one of us is going to be mad at the other one in just a few short hours, you know. So of course I lost it this year. Oh, and I did lose a bet with an Ohio State fan.
Hey, that looks good.
Yeah, well,
OH.
just a few more months left with this. Okay, just a few more months, and I'm done with that. And I'm putting my Auburn one
How
back.
long? You have to do it through the whole season?
Yeah, I lost it.
Yeah.
But now we're going to see this time with Auburn. We'll see.
You know what? CBS Sports picked them as the dark horse team to maybe win the
Who,
SEC.
Auburn?
Yeah, that's
There's
what made me
possibility,
think of.
but I've been watching Tennessee. Tennessee's been out there. I think they're the little quiet team that's kind of keeping it low key, and I really think they're about to blossom out.
I think they're kind of like they're like that crazy friend that you have that hides in the woods. That's kind of them, and then they all of a sudden come out. That's exactly. I think Tennessee has a stacked team actually.
Yeah, but you remember
I was
that?
looking.
You remember the thing with Philip Fulmer and
Mhm.
Alabama when Philip Fulmer was the coach? Alabama fans here, they won't let it go. I mean, they still hate Tennessee about Philip Fulmer. Don't get my husband Phil started. They're still holding that grudge.
In orange, here's the thing that I learned. Okay. Orange used to be my favorite color, and I can't wear orange in Alabama at all. I mean, it's not even I had one orange hoodie that I brought down the first time I flew down to the radio station. And I love that orange hoodie. That orange hoodie, I still have it, but I just don't wear it in the state of Alabama because
I,
orange is my color. I love orange.
mhm. I totally get that. No, my son went to Tennessee Temple in Chattanooga. Yeah, he went there for a while. Now he goes to Southeastern in Wake Forest, North Carolina. So he buys
Right.
me this Tennessee shirt. So we went to, they had this little thing, Easter program and what have you. So we wanted to go to his church out there just outside of Tennessee Temple when it was still there. I hated that they closed. I mean, I loved Tennessee Temple, but anyway, so we're at the church, and so my son buys me this Tennessee. Well, because my son gives it to me, I'll wear it. So I'm wearing it. We stopped at Shoney's or somewhere on the way home, and this guy walked up. Phil had his Alabama, jersey on, and I had this like Tennessee one. And this guy just walks by and he goes, you don't say that combination very often.
No, no. Now you see the Auburn Alabama thing. That's pretty common.
Not
But
Tennessee.
no, no, no. That's no.
No. Well, so AP Stedham he's starting another talk show, and we're excited about that for him too. His show is really taken off. And he was unheard of in North Carolina, I mean, in North Alabama until he started working on the show, so he's on every week, and we get to find out about
He's really knowledgeable. I like him.
and he's good at choosing the right team. And so I try to throw little things at him, and then he'll analyze it and he'll go, you know what, that can work. I mean, he's so analytical, he makes it work.
Now, does he just do college stuff?
No, he'll do pro every once in a while. He's really into basketball. He travels
Which Alabama, yeah. Auburn has been good at basketball off and on, but Alabama,
They
this
dominate.
last couple of years they've been good, but had a rough patch there.
Mhm. Yeah, and then we talk about women's sports all the time. We talk about, because women want to be included in, the college and pros and all that kind of stuff. So AP wanted to know my thoughts about that. And I said, well, we're women. I mean, we just, I mean, nothing bad. I don't really want to be like a man. I'm okay with being a woman. However, I wouldn't mind being a kicker. I mean, women can kick a football.
Well, and isn't there at least one starting kicker in college that's
There is.
a female?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm all for it.
So that's cool. I could be one of the guys and hang out and be the kicker.
I think it'd be cool. No, it's like I heard a story and it was Tennessee. Tennessee was playing and two of their kickers got injured in pregame. They called a rugby player and had him as a walk-on come on and play that game, and he kicked. He said, "I never kicked a field goal in my life. He kicked a field goal and 3 extra points in that game. It's a cool story. You can look it up. It's the rugby player that, and it's never been before in college, but both of their kickers got injured pregame,
Gosh, you never
which just
know.
sounds like Tennessee's luck. So I mean, I'm not doubting the story at all.
Was Philip Fulmer there at that time? Never
I
mind. I
don't
didn't mean to
remember
bring
the.
that up. Phil is already steaming. Okay, I changed the subject. We have about a little bit less than 4 minutes left in this segment.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
tell me
man,
how I can find Abundant TV.
Abundant TV is super easy to find. If you're not watching on Abundant TV right now, you can find us on Roku. So easy thing. If you have Roku, by the way, I've fallen in love with Roku. My wife and I have it. We have it actually in our family room, and we watch all kinds of stuff besides Abundant TV. But just go and search Abundant TV, just the way it is on the top of the screen. Go and search for Abundant TV, and you can download the app. It's an app, which is kind of interesting the way they work it. Same thing with Apple TV and with Amazon Fire. We're just an app inside there. Now you're saying, Rob, I don't have any of those things. You can go to the either to the to the Apple Store or to Google Play Store, I think it's called. I'm not a Google person, so I don't have an Android phone, but you can download us there and watch on your iPad or your tablet or anything like that, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have, besides that, we have two channels. We have Abundant One, which is our main 24-hour a day station. We have Abundant Two, which is some of our programming that has maybe aged out, but people still want to watch it. They can watch there. Plus, we're on demand, so you can go and check for your favorite programs on there and search for them and find them. And we're humbled. We've watched our numbers from day one to today. We've gone up almost 1,400%. I think it was something like that. It's
Wow.
crazy. It's some crazy numbers. And so we want to see you come be a part of it. Like Donna said, we have a Facebook group so you can chat and find out about when shows are going to be on or guests that are going to be on a show that week. We interact. We talked, it was yesterday. We talked about National Custard Day, which not really a big custard person, though I now
I
like
can
ice
do
cream.
some
Who knows?
custard.
Huh?
I can do
What was
custard.
that?
I can do custard. I
You
love
like custard?
custard. Yeah.
You see, I'm not as sure on the custard thing. Anyway, but we do have that. So you just do a search for Abundant TV on Facebook. You can find the group. We have a lot of fun. Donna's in there, and we just talk about things that are going on in the world of Abundant TV and the shows that are on there. A lot of the hosts of the shows that are on Abundant TV are in there. So if you got a question for them, you can ask them. It's a great way to interact.
Absolutely. A little bit more than a minute left in this segment. Do you have any events coming up pretty soon?
We've got Creekside coming up October 23rd through the 27th. That's a Sunday through Thursday in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. If you want more information, you can call me 425-754-1147. Again, that's 425-754-1147. We're super excited. This is going to be the best year of Creekside ever. We've got Donna. She's going to be there. A lot of other great guests and a lot of exciting things going to be happening.
Absolutely. Folks, thank you so much for watching today, Afternoon Drive Home on IC Radio in the town of Geraldine, Alabama. Boy, Geraldine is getting some attention now. The mayor here loves it. Oh, somebody moved into the town because they found us on television.
No way.
Never heard of. That's wild. So the mayor is very
That's so
excited.
cool. So you're like part of the tourism board now.
Yay! Absolutely. But thank you, Rob, for being on the show. You're awesome.
Thanks so much. Have a good one.
You too. Folks, we'll be back in just a few minutes with another